First thing we're going to do is we're going to roll out the bottom crust. So take one of your discs and take your dusting flour that you have out and just throw some flour on your table so you don't stick. So it won't stick. There we go. Okay, then what I do is I also use my dusting flour and sprinkle a lot on this. Don't worry about how much flour you use. I mean, you're not ever going to use enough to really cause a problem, because it will just fall off. The most frustrating part about making pastry is when it's sticking to the table. So by using the flour, you avoid that problem, which means you'll end up handling it less than if you didn't use as much flour. So it's kind of the worst of two evils, but I prefer to use more flour. So just roll it out. So it's just a light, almost the weight of your rolling pin is enough. And after you do a few strokes like that, move it around. Throw the flour back on, move it around, do a little bit more if you need it. I do the pastry and the board. I don't do this necessarily. A lot of people, you see them dusting the rolling pin, but I just find that it's easier just to do it this way. Do a few more rolls, move it around so it doesn't stick. So you want to see, I just always kind of put my pie plate down to see if we're getting close, and you have to remember it has to go down the slopes and across the bottom, so it needs to be a bit bigger all the way around than your pie plate. Just try and roll it out to a circle or close enough. And there we go. That's a good mixture all the way around. Now to get it from there to there without wrecking it, just simply put your rolling pin down on your pastry, pick it up like this, and then just roll it. And then just pick it up and hold your rolling pin so it doesn't start to spin off. Now I just lay my rolling pin, lay the pastry over top, and then unravel it onto your pie plate. Now pick it up, don't push it down because then it'll stretch it. Just pick up the pastry and kind of let it shimmy into the pie plate. And away you go. Done. Now, I use scissors to trim, and what we want to do is, rhubarb pie has a tendency to bubble over in the oven when it gets going, and it makes a mess of your oven. So what we want to do is, I mean, you could put a pie plate on, or sorry, put a cookie sheet under it when you're baking it, that's fine. But another way to do it, you want to try and keep all the juices in the pie, because that's what makes it taste so good. So we want to try and build up like a dam around with the actual crust. So if you leave about, I don't know, a half of an inch of an overhang all the way around, and you can feel it with your, with your fingers, how much of an overhang you have. That wasn't quite enough. So leave a nice little bit of an overhang all the way around, and you'll see when we start putting the lattice work on top how we can build that wall of juice protection. There. Scissors are the easiest way to do it. If you're trying to do it with a knife, it's just more time consuming and more chance of cutting yourself. There. So we're pretty much even all the way around, and we can just leave it like that until we roll out the top.